Hello everyone, I'm Buruffy1322 and in this video I'm going to be showing a complete countdown of the top speeds of all fully upgraded SUVs. All of these top speed values have been calculated in-game as accurately as possible to the nearest 0.5 of a mile per hour, and for a full explanation of how this was all done, read the description. If you want to know how all vehicles perform in a variety of different classes and formats, check the annotation on the screen or the link in the description for the full playlist of videos, and of course feel free to subscribe for future updates. So first up, in 18th place for the SUVs class is the Mesa, with a top speed of only 95.0 miles per hour. Not very quick, but certainly at least still quicker than some of the slowest sedans that we saw in the previous video. In 17th place, just ahead of it, is the BJ XL, 2 mile per hour ahead of that. And I just want to point out that in the previous video for the sedans, I did mention that we hadn't seen a car that was top of the top speed testing and also top of the regular circuit testing as well. That isn't actually the case. We have of course seen the Dominator, which has the highest top speed in the muscles class and is the quickest around a track as well, and that's the only car that we've seen that has managed to do that. So in 16th place is the Seminole with a 97.5 miles per hour, and then just ahead of that in 15th is the Cavalcade, 98.0 miles per hour. So all of these that we're seeing here are very, very close together. There's pretty much only 0.5 of a mile per hour between them, and you know, they're not that quick really compared to most other cars. So compared to the SUVs class in general, they are reasonably close together from top to bottom. You know, the SUVs class in terms of top speeds isn't that quick. The Patriot here again, obviously another 0.5 of a mile per hour quicker, and then the Landstalker another 1 mile per hour quicker there. So they're all very, very close around this bottom area, but even when we get to the sort of top end SUVs, we're not really going to be seeing really high speeds, and that's a trend that we've been seeing throughout the last couple of videos where, you know, sedans, SUVs, coupes, things like that, they aren't really getting those really high top speeds that we were used to at the very start of the series, with obviously the supercars, the sports cars and all that kind of stuff. So 12th place for the regular Baller with a top speed of 100 mile per hour exactly, and that's the first time that we've seen that. And then just ahead of that, another 0.5 of a mile per hour quicker, is the Grizzly in 11th place. So again, not a lot to say about all of these. They are just, you know, bog standard top speeds and bog standard vehicles. So now we've got our first tie for 9th place, this time with the Granger with 101.5 mile per hour. So a little bit of a jump from what we've just seen, but again, as I mentioned, still all reasonably close. And then it's tied for 9th place with the Serrano, which is the only SUV that can get a spoiler, a 101.5 mile per hour top speed. It is the only SUV that can get a spoiler apart from the Dubster, but we'll come on to that. So 101.5 mile per hour top speed. Its top speed isn't that great. It's mainly the idea that it does get that spoiler is what makes it reasonably okay around a track. Now tied for 7th place is first up with the Dubster 2. These are 0.5 of a mile per hour quicker than what we've just seen. We've got the Dubster 2 first of all, and then the regular Dubster. Now around a regular circuit, the Dubster is a lot quicker than the Dubster 2, and that's because that tailgate spare tyre on the back actually acts as a spoiler around a regular circuit, increases traction, whereas it doesn't on the Dubster 2. That's the only difference between them, otherwise they are exactly the same as we've seen there. So in 6th place, 104 miles per hour for the FQ2. We're starting to get up there now with the top speeds that we're seeing, but still, you know, all not that quick overall. 0.5 of a mile per hour quicker than that is the Radius, 104.5 mile per hour in 5th place. Radius is reasonably good around the track as well, but mainly because of its traction rather than its top speed, but it's still not too bad there. In 4th place is the Habanero, which is actually puts in a really good performance to be up here with a 105.0 mile per hour top speed, you know, reasonably quick, and it would certainly do you okay in a high speed race like this. Just ahead of the Habanero is the Rakoto, a reasonable amount quicker at this point, with the top three are certainly in a league of their own. 107.5 miles per hour top speed, which is actually only 0.5 of a mile per hour slower than the two cars that we're about to see next, which are tied for first place. So we've got our next tie for first place. We haven't seen this since the sports cars class. First up, we've got the Baller. Obviously, this is the newer version of the Baller, the sportier version, which is actually reasonably okay around a track. It does lack in terms of the corners, but it's got a very high top speed of 108.0 miles per hour, and that is tied with, as you probably would have expected, the Huntley S again 108.0 miles per hour. Both of these only 0.5 mile per hour quicker than the Rakoto, so the top three are very good in terms of top speed, but obviously the Huntly S pretty much combines the traction of the Radius with the top speed of the Baller, so that's why the Huntly S is dominant around the track. But it, you know, as you see the comparisons here, to get sort of an idea of the differences, it's not all that much really, and at these slow speeds the differences between them aren't all that great. Now the Huntly S becomes technically our second car that is top of its class in terms of top speed and in terms of around the circuit, along with the Dominator, but it isn't on its own in terms of top speed. Obviously it's alongside the new version of the Baller, so really the Dominator is still the only one that's set aside as the sort of king of its class, undisputed king of its class for now anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the SUVs. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Feel free to check out all of the other videos if you haven't seen them already for all of the other classes. Let me know all your thoughts down below about these. Were you surprised by a few of them? Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.